Here the poor car sits in all its glory. Life of jack stands. Hopefully someday it'll be life of being enjoyed. Got Jane helping out today. It's supposed to be really crappy weather, rainy weather for the next like, I don't know, 4 or 5 days. So I really want to get this timing belt stuff at least sealed up again.
Looks like it's...
Oh wow. Nice. There we go. What are you looking? You got the camera? What are you looking at? You looking over here? Looking at me? What you got, Beth? Hi. Okay. Both the cam seals are out. It looks like the housings are fine. I'm gonna get those cleaned up, and I think I'll probably try and get the crank seal out as well, and try and get all those back. Okay. Each little housing is cleaned out and dry, free of oil, and pretty cool. These are, I opted for OEM cam seals. You guys will be so proud. But it says you're supposed to grease around the cam portion, but these come pre-greased. It's already loaded into the seal, which is awesome. Let's see if we can get this into place.
This is so cool. Papa, I found a bug so cool. Just come right now.
We got a bug we gotta find.
Behind there, that slug-looking thingy. Yeah, slug-looking thing.
A larva? Oh, it's a snail. It's a snail with no shell.
Ugh.
It says you should go until it bottoms out, so it has bottomed out. And I think we're ready to do the next one now. All right, you got me, cameraman?
Yep.
All right, getting the new seal opened up.
So if today is a really good sunny day, look at the sky. It's just so sunny. We just cutting the width. Look at the tires. It's just so cool. Actually, right now.
How'd you do, bud?
Good.
And there we go. New seals are in. No big deal. Hopefully they hold oil back and do their job. Next up, I think I'll put the new water pump on, since that's where I prepped it yesterday and got rained out. Crank tool is totally worth the money. It was only like $6. All right, old crank seal's out. New crank seal again is Honda. Again, this is pre-lubed. The problem is gonna be I didn't figure out a plan for driving the seal home. Slide it on.
These. This one.
Oh no! So I found a lint roller tube that was the right size for this, to drive the seal in there. And I just saw that the seal folded out weird on this side. But if it's just the lip, maybe I can get it to fold back around. I used the pick just to slide along the crank without trying to poke into it, just to relax it back into place. And it seems like it has. I'm pretty tempted just to run it and see if it leaks, because it does look like it's evenly set back, and it looks like it's all into place nicely. This inner seal flange kept getting caught on the crank and then just like folding out, and it wouldn't just slide over. So I don't know if this is like just a hair small or what, but this was a real bear to get into place. It took me way too long, and I did this in reverse order. I got a little carried away and popped that seal out, so I had to get the new seal in there, but I'm gonna clean all this up now. Holy cow, it's not perfect, but that was a huge step in the right direction. Much cleaner down here now. And I kind of went back on the block a little bit that way, and it was filthy as well. So lots more cleaning to do, but that feels really good that at least the whole front section is clean.
I'm back.
Hi, bud. So the tensioner bearing is another quote-unquote generic part, but it is the exact same Koyo part number and everything, just sold by Koyo versus Honda. So yeah, new tensioner going in. All right, boom, back out here. Let's get into it. and get this timing belt done today. All right, you guys know the deal. I just couldn't help myself. Like, I can't say I'm doing the best I can if I don't do the best I can. Here's the AC bracket, and you can see it's very well yucky, rusted, corroded. Has not been used in a long time. So I'm gonna try to get this freed up and broke down, and then we'll get this sprayed. And then this is the little engine mount bracket that's on the engine off the timing belt side there. And it's just a little brown spot in the bay. Just a few more brackets I'm gonna get cleaned up. Basically, after I did that trans bracket down there and it looks so freaking new, can't help myself now. I guess while we got the spray station going, let's get these strut bar mounts off too. I don't have titanium, whatever, you know, type R gunmetal this is, but black's gonna look a lot better than rust. Things are snowballing now. It's painting day, I guess. We're gonna get this front pipe cleaned up and sealed up. Main thing is just get it sealed up. All right, and moving on, we have our new OEM tension spring for the tensioner. Now, it's hard to believe, but I think it's time for the new timing belt. You can see there's the refreshed mount on the block. So much better. And our new OEM timing belt. So yeah, the timing belt I didn't want to skimp on. I got OEM. I initially did skimp on it because I found the generic parts maker or whatever, the parts maker who makes the belts for Honda. When I tried to order that one from Monotaro, it was out of stock. So I got the OEM one from Honda. Here, this belt was basically half price of what it is in the States. I think it's like 120 or something like that, 110 in the States, and it's like 60 or 80 here. So most importantly, we get a new timing belt sticker there to put on when we get done. Woo! Crank first, and then you go up and over the tensioner, and then water pump, and then exhaust cam, and then intake cam. Maybe I'll take the spring back off the tensioner and put it on after I get the belt on. All right, almost time for the crank pulley. And just to follow up from the other video where I was asking, you know, if it's bad, if it's cracked like that. From what I heard, and I even asked the mechanic at Honda, everyone basically said like they haven't heard of a B series exploding like that, and there was probably still some time left in this. So I'm just gonna rock it as is, and then, you know, hopefully like get a fluid damper in the future when funds allow. So one thing I am gonna do before I put the new crank pulley on is clean out the grooves where the belts ride. I don't want them being rusty like that and that getting jammed in the belts. Alright, so the crank pulley is only going on temporarily, so I can then rotate the engine. I think it says like 4 to 6 times. Get the belt just set and like relaxing on the pulleys. And then from there I can set belt tension. So the crank pulley will come back off. I'll put all the timing covers on, and then we'll be set. Alright, so the upper and lower timing marks are all lined up. I'm going to set the tension on the belt. I'm going to look up how to do that. Rotate the crankshaft pulley counterclockwise 3 teeth on the camshaft pulley. Okay. And then tighten the adjusting belt to 54 Newton meters. Alright, I think we got this. Well, I'm going to take this to be 3 teeth on the the camshaft pulley. You can see there's the mark that used to be here in the middle. And so now we are 1, 2, 3-ish. Call it good. I'm going to tighten up the tensioner. So people online were saying you shouldn't be able to go more than 90 degrees, and yeah, I can't do that, so I think we're good. Whew, safe. Oh shoot. The factory service manual says put oil on the flange of the bolt head and on the threads. Don't put oil on the washer, so I gotta get some oil on that guy. Whew, got the crank pulley tightened up, but while I have the crank pulley tool on there, I'm gonna also torque the cam nuts, bolts. It's been a long day. So basically everything's tightened up: crank pulley, cam bolts, the tensioner, water pump I did yesterday. I think I can put the front timing cover back on. I might just rotate it around to make sure my timing marks line up again nothing should have changed, but you know, just might as well. And then I can put the plastic covers on and be done with kind of the, you know, inside the housing part. Now we gotta put everything on the outside out, back together. There we have it, final confirmation. You know, marks in the middle line up, upper marks lined up, and our dude down there, where are you, lined up as well. So nice to see it all so fresh and clean. But time to say goodbye to it. Front cover is gonna go on, and motor mount's gonna go back in, and we get that motor mount in. That's gonna be the last brand new motor mount, new used, you know what I mean, the last new motor mount that needs to go in, and we're gonna be all caught up with that. If you're saying to yourself, wait a second, Steve, why is the crank pulley back off? That's because I forgot this front cover bolt right here, and the crank pulley blocks it perfectly. Had I forgot that one, no problem. This one, big problem. But luckily the crank pulley bolt was freshly on there, so it broke free, no problem this time around. So I just gotta put it back on and we'll be set. Probably the most useful tip in this whole experience is this here. This bolt is a standard bolt, so you know, counterclockwise loosens it. The engine rotates counterclockwise. So the FSM says to rotate the engine counterclockwise as you're, you know, checking your timing marks and stuff like that. But as you do that, after you've already broke the bolt free, then it just keeps breaking free while you do it. But if you have this tool, it just acts as like a big socket or whatever, so you can use this to turn the engine counterclockwise without that bolt constantly coming loose, or you have to, like, you know, half tighten it to get it to hold for a couple turns. Had I been using this the whole time to rotate the engine for checking the timing marks, would have made life way easier. So do recommend, spend the 20 bucks, get one of these things, because it's not just for breaking it free, it's for adjusting the freaking crank pulley in the direction of the engines while you're not loosening the bolt. So buy one. Last new motor mount going in. Not a drastic change on this one. The old one doesn't actually seem that bad. Seems like the rear engine mount plus those front two isolators take all the abuse. So anyway, we'll get this new guy in there. And just like that, the motor mount's back in there. No surprise. I think next I'm gonna work on cleaning up the rest of, I can't see it, the rest of the oil pan flange area there. You can see how good that looks from what I did yesterday. I went down the rest of the edge there with a little brake cleaner and a toothbrush, cleaned it right up. That, you know, oil only went up about that high. I hit the block there with that Scotch-Brite, just the soft one. You can see how like it shined up compared to that oxidation or whatever. So I'm probably gonna just do as much as I can knocking off the surface stuff because it looks so much better. But next up, I'll probably just get this off, freshen up that little bracket, and then take off the power steering pump, which I hope is good. I'm not sure, but it's just soaked in oil anyway, so if it is bad I won't know. So I just want to clean it up so everything's fresh. It's already apart this far, so I might as well just pop it off and clean it up too. Let's check on our Type R strut bar brackets. Looking good. There's the AC bracket there, and the super bling front pipe is what it is. Much rather have black or some other color, but silver's what I got, and all I really care about is just sealing it up to stop the rust. So silver's what it's gonna be, and hopefully it doles out. Quick mock-up of the painted strut bar mount back in place, and yeah, it looks a lot better, but I'm gonna pull it back out because I got a lot more cleaning I want to do. I kind of got stalled out doing the power steering pump because I don't have an oil catch box here to drain all of the old oil into. So before I make a huge power steering pump mess, I'll just pick one of those up and get that cleaned up, you know, kind of next time or whatever. As a way to finish the day, it really looks no different or better than it did to start. But yeah, just trying to have everything finished and ready to go for when the valve cover gets here, to hope I get everything looking as fresh as possible. All right, so we'll wrap this one up here. First, I didn't expect this to become like a, I don't know, 5-6 part series, whatever it's becoming, but I did switch to doing twice a week uploads, just to kind of see how it goes with the algorithm, if it likes it or not. See what you guys think, see if the watch retention or duration goes up. Obviously, like, views aren't doing great, but the retention is good, and the engagement is good because those people who watch it are actually care about it. While doing this so far, the views on other videos have increased. So like YouTube is kind of suggesting other content that I've done in the past more because I'm uploading more frequently. I'm just gonna keep doing it for a while and see how it works out. So the engine bay refresh wasn't supposed to be a 5 or 6 part or whatever part series, but I do feel good that it's getting done in a lot better detailed quality than what I was thinking it would be. Like, this is gonna look fresh, hopefully, when it's all done. Thanks for watching, thanks for sticking with me. As always, if you do hit the like button, I would really appreciate it. If you leave a comment, hey, that's even better. If you got a suggestion, leave it down below. Always appreciate hearing from you guys. So we will catch you in the next one. I appreciate you watching if you made it this far. And yeah, much love. Be well. We're gonna bring this DC2 back to life one way or the other. All right, see you in the next one.